Kickers in today's NFL receive a lot of criticism and a lot of games are decided by them. Ask the Chicago Bears in 2018 with Cody Parkey's infamous double doink, or Gary Anderson missing his first field goal of the year, where the 1998 Vikings went on to lose and miss out on the Super Bowl. Those were both professional kickers who were heavily blamed for the loss. But what if I told you that a defensive lineman once attempted a kick? How about Ndamukong Suh? Yes, the 307-pound defensive tackle and then rookie once was tasked as the kicker. And what if I told you too that his kick would end up having a profound effect on and determine the result of the game? Well, that would take us to November 7th, 2010 at Ford Field, where the Detroit Lions hosted the New York Jets. Heading into Week 9 of the 2010 season, the Detroit Lions were 2-5, coming off of a win against the Washington Redskins, looking to beat the 5-2 New York Jets. Heading into the first quarter, Lions quarterback Matthew Stafford had a touchdown drive that ended with a 10-yard touchdown pass to tight end Brandon Pettigrew, and the kicker, Jason Hanson, kicking the extra point to put the Lions up 7-0. For some background, the Lions kicker Jason Hanson was heading into his 19th season in the NFL and with the Lions. He was a Pro Bowler in 1997 and 1999, and 2 years earlier before 2010 had broken the record for the most 50-plus yard field goals in a season in NFL history. He was a very successful kicker in the NFL to say the least. Anyways, back to the game. In the second quarter, the Jets put up 10 points, making the game 10-7 heading into halftime. The Jets failed to do anything after getting the ball in the second half, and the Lions pushed the ball down the field but had to settle for a field goal. Kicker Jason Hanson nailed it through the uprights. However, number 93 Trevor Pryce of the Jets roughed the kicker, resulting in a new set of downs at the Jets' 1-yard line. Jason Hanson was in pain following the collision from the field goal attempt and took himself out of the game. Following the new set of downs, Matthew Stafford ran it into the end zone for a 1-yard touchdown. Here's where the problem arises. With the Lions kicker Jason Hanson injured, the Lions had a choice. Do they go for the 2-point conversion, or kick the extra point with their emergency kicker, Ndamukong Suh? As crazy as it seems, they opted to go with the extra point attempt from Ndamukong Suh. The 2009 Lions were coming off of the first 0-16 team in NFL history that they had in 2008, and finished 2009 2-14, being the second worst team in the NFL, second only to the 1-15 St. Louis Rams. The Rams had a huge need for quarterback, and they took Sam Bradford with the first overall pick, surprising to some. Next on the clock were the Lions, who had the second overall pick in the draft, and Ndamukong Suh was considered the best player in the draft by many, such as popular draft analyst Mel Kiper, who had this to say about Suh. Suh is maybe the most dominating defensive tackle I've seen in 32 years of doing this, and calling him explosive, relentless, and consistent. In college, Suh played for Nebraska and was voted AP Player of the Year in college, being the first defensive player to ever win the award. His accolades continued, having won the Bronco Nagurski Trophy, the Lombardi Award, and even being a finalist for the 2009 Heisman Trophy. With a dire need for a dominant defensive lineman who could stop the run and get after the quarterback, alongside being the obvious choice, the Lions selected Suh. Up to this point in the season, Suh was arguably the best rookie, having had 6.5 sacks up to this week and coming off of a 2-sack game versus Washington, where he returned a fumble for a touchdown. And now, Suh is going to be called upon to kick the extra point. Crazy, right? However, it isn't completely ridiculous they had him as their emergency kicker, given his history of kicking in the NFL playing his primary position, but also because he played soccer his entire life and won the Lions' friendly kicking competition in training camp when he booted a 30-yard field goal to send everyone home from practice. Lions head coach Jim Schwartz also named him the emergency kicker for the season, so they gave him a shot.
Heard Suh attempting the extra point, and he bangs it off the upright. They bring the rookie in.
The crowd went wild as he barely missed it to the right, but little did they know that the game would be greatly affected by the missed extra point. The Jets turned the ball over on the next drive, and that was followed by punts by the Lions and the Jets, and then the Lions scored a touchdown on a drive with a pass to Nate Burleson. This time, Jason Hanson kicked the extra point after staying in the game and having time to recover, which put the Lions up 20-10 in the fourth quarter. Following, the Jets finally orchestrated a touchdown drive late in the fourth quarter with 3 minutes left that put the score at 20-17 Detroit Lions. Detroit went 3 and out, giving the Jets with 1 minute and 40 seconds in the fourth quarter to tie it up. Mark Sanchez and the Jets drove down the field, and Nick Folk kicked the game-tying field goal, sending it into overtime. The Lions lost the coin toss, and on the first drive, the Jets got into field goal range with a big 52-yard play by Santonio Holmes. The Jets ran the ball twice, and kicked the game-winning field goal. The 2-5 Lions almost had a chance to beat the 5-2 Jets, who were a playoff team that season, and they couldn't finish. But Ndamukong Suh's missed extra point proved to be costly, because if he made the extra point, the Lions would have been up 21-10 in the fourth quarter, which meant the Jets would have either needed 2 touchdowns or a field goal with a touchdown with a 2-point conversion on top. There would also be no guarantee that they could convert the 2-point conversion easily alongside getting a field goal. It's surprising how nobody talks about this story, because although Wes Welker drilling a field goal is cool and all, and Doug Flutie's dropkick was something for the ages, it didn't determine the outcome of the game. Whereas Ndamukong Suh, the defensive tackle acting as the emergency kicker, and his kick that he shanked cost the Lions the game.
It only matters if it knocks, make you move out your socks. Now you move to the top thing outside the box. Now I'm inside your thoughts.